NYC Correction Officer, Exam 6303, tested from August 13th, 2026. 11 ability areas, what each one actually asks of you, and what to drill for it. One thing before we start. This notice publishes no time limit and no question count, so anyone handing you either is guessing. What it does publish is the bar. 70% passes, and your score sets your place on the list. Ability Area 1, Deductive Reasoning. You are given a rule, a regulation, a post order, a procedure, and then one specific situation, and you decide what the rule requires here. The rule is always supplied, so nothing depends on knowing the job already. The pattern worth knowing is how the wrong answers are built. Each one usually breaks exactly one clause, and it is written to look right if you stop reading at the clause that matches. Take every option back through every clause before you commit. Ability Area 2, Inductive Reasoning. This one runs the other direction. Instead of applying a rule to a case, you get a set of separate facts, observations, entries, reports, and you pick the general conclusion they actually support. The trap here is not a false statement. It is the conclusion that is probably true in real life, but goes further than the facts in front of you. Being right about the world is not the tested skill. Staying inside the evidence is. Ability Area 3, Information Ordering. You get a procedure and a situation, and you put the steps, names, or numbers into the order the rule demands. The rule is always given to you. That sounds easy, and it is where experienced candidates lose points because they order the steps the way the job is actually done instead of the way the written procedure says. On this exam, the procedure on the page wins every time. Ability Area 4, Mathematical Reasoning. You read a problem and work out which operation answers it. The reasoning is the tested part. The arithmetic is deliberately easy. So slow down before the numbers, not during them. Say what you are looking for in words first. Most lost points here are not calculation errors. They are the right calculation on the wrong quantity. Ability Area 5, Memorization. You study material, a written incident, a set of faces, names, numbers, or procedures. It is taken away, and then you answer from memory. The notice does not publish a study time, so we drill it at 3 minutes and say plainly that the number is ours, not the agency's. This is a filing habit, not a talent. What comes back under pressure is names, numbers, locations, and who did what. So rehearse those categories deliberately rather than rereading the story and hoping it sticks. Ability Area 6, Number Facility. Straight arithmetic, done quickly and correctly under a clock with no calculator. Speed and accuracy together, not either alone. Which is why estimating first pays for itself. Round the numbers, get the size of the answer in your head, then do it properly. A transposed digit produces an answer of the wrong size, and you will see it immediately instead of trusting it. Ability Area 7, Problem Sensitivity. You get a standard, how a post is supposed to run, what a procedure requires, and then a log or a description of what actually happened, and you say what is wrong or about to go wrong. You are not asked to fix it. You are asked to see it, and often to name both the whole problem and the part of it that matters most. Read the standard first and hold it while you read the log. People who read the log first end up noticing whatever is most dramatic instead of whatever actually breaches the standard. Ability Area 8, Spatial Orientation. A map, a floor plan, or a set of turns. And you work out where you are relative to something else and which direction or route follows. The single biggest source of lost points here is answering from the map's orientation instead of the officer's. North on the page is not the direction the person in the question is facing. Turn yourself, or the page, to face the way they face before you pick left or right. Ability Area 9, Visualization. You are shown a shape, a pattern, or an object, and asked how it looks after it is rotated, folded, or rearranged, mentally without drawing it. The technique that makes this fast is not imagining the whole object moving. Pick one distinctive feature, a corner, a notch, an odd marking, and track only that feature through the change, Then eliminate every option where it lands somewhere else. Ability Area 10. Written comprehension. Policies, regulations, notices, signage. You read a passage and answer what it actually says. The discipline is narrow, and it is the whole skill. For every option, point at the line it rests on. If you cannot point at a line, the option is not supported, however reasonable it sounds and however well it matches what you know about the job. Absolutes are worth a second look. A passage that says, where applicable, does not support an option that says, always. Ability Area 11. Written expression. Multiple choice but about writing. Which version of a sentence says the thing clearly and correctly for someone who was not there? This is report writing tested on paper. The right answer is almost never the longest or the most formal one. It is the one that can only be read a single way. Watch for a modifier attached to the wrong noun and a pronoun that could point at two people, because those two account for most of what is being tested. First, the requirement most people get wrong, because the old number is still everywhere. There are 4 qualifying routes by the time of appointment, and they sit at the same level. 1. 39 college semester credits. The Academy supplies a further 21, which is where the total of 60 comes from. 2. A 4-year high school diploma plus 6 months of honorable full-time military service, or 6 months of social services, casework, mental health counseling, or homeless services work, or 6 months in a qualifying law enforcement position. 3. A diploma plus 1 year of any satisfactory full-time paid general work experience. 4. 2 years of active service in a military reserve or National Guard component with an honorable discharge. And individual ready reserve time does not count toward that. And the thing that makes this exam its own. It draws on a wider set of ability areas than any other city title here. 11 rather than the 9 on the police officer notice, with mathematical reasoning and number facility added. That difference is visible on test day. Basic handheld calculators with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are permitted at the correction officer test, while the police officer notice permits no calculator at all. If you have been preparing with police officer material, those 2 areas are the gap in it. That is the whole exam. Free practice for every ability area with the technique behind every answer is at dutyrank.com/correctionofficer. DutyRank is an independent study product and is not affiliated with any government agency.